Thank you for watching. Today I'm going to try something new. I already went ahead, did a really sloppy taping job over here, cut out some logos really quick, just because I want to move ahead and go for the bit that I'm actually looking forward to in this paint job, which is I'm going to try something new on the background. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. First I'm going to fill in these details over here, but it might just be that I discovered a new painting or a new masking technique, and it might add a lot of fun to your painting palette, so to speak. Not to sound too Bob Ross-ish, but let's see. I don't even know if you can see me or if you can just see the lamp. And I'm not sure if you just saw what I did on the body, but basically I put on this old English font. Let's see if I can find what I printed out. Printed this out mirrored horizontally, as I always do. Just stuck it to the outside of the body, put it on my lamp, traced it with a blade, peeled everything out. Of course, washed the body first, scuffed everything up. But I really wanted to move ahead a tiny bit because what I got planned, what's really special for this shell, is something different for the background. So right now I'm going to paint this up. I'm going to mess up my hair, wear a beanie, and then you'll see me back. You get a bit of an idea what I did here. I just finished up a few old cans of paint that I had laying around. Put a black on, a red for the lettering, and a gunmetal here in the back where that bed is a bit exposed and open. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to unmask the main part of the shell, and I'm going to fill it with water. I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. I'm going to divide the B pillar over here, because I believe they call this a B pillar. I'm going to divide that in a few segments. I'm going to divide the bit behind the front fender in a few segments as well. Those will be narrower, and what I hope to do is, once I turn it upside down, that's also why I didn't cut the body, I'm going to fill it up almost to the brim with water. I'm going to give it one color. Around that edge, then I'm going to empty it out a tiny bit, tilt it all the way, keep painting it with contrasting color, then the first color again, the contrasting color, first color, all the way until it's completely empty. So in a way I'm going to use the water as a mask. I know that the paint won't adhere to the water because I've tried that with my Axial Exoterra, with the original body. I've used that water drop effect. That's a kind of a common effect. And I'm just really curious to see what will actually happen if you fill a shell with water and try to paint it from there. Because I don't think it's been ever done before. But you can picture if this will work, and if I manage to get, if I turn it around, if I manage to get a few upgoing lines in there, that if you just want to have a simple two-color paint job, you can just fill it up halfway with water, tilt it, so you got the angle you need. Spray on one color, empty it out, spray on your other color, and you're done. So painting would have never been simpler. Okay, I'm not sure if well, most likely I'm in the picture right now. You can tell I filled it up with water. I will be muting most of this part of the video. I think maybe find some music to put underneath it, or you will be going to the end result where I might have messed it up. Why am I muting it? I got a kitchen fan blowing at full speed over here, and I need to fast forward it anyway, so you won't be hearing any sound. So what I'll be doing is, just for the purpose of the video, I'm not going to tilt the shell. I put a few tiny stripes over here on a bit of tape. I hope that you'll be able to see that. Just to divide it in even portions. And what I'll be doing is I'm going to spray on that first coat of paint. I'm going to make sure that that edge, that it is dry, so any tiny drops that are in there I'm going to wipe away with a kitchen towel. I'm going to spray on the first coat, I'm going to let that sit for a tiny bit, then I'm going to scoop out some of the water until I'm at the second stripe. I'm going to paint with contrasting colors. The colors that I'll be using are not too far apart. I'm going to go with a white and a silver, simply because I do not know how it will turn out, and if I get any clashing or whatnot. And then maybe in the future I can even do my detail work afterwards, because right now I did that up front, but well, let's see how it works. Hooray! Hooray for everything! Woo! just flux up against my finger. So fun stuff. It's something new. I've been painting for over 10 years, and yeah, this is something that's really new to me. You scoop off the layer of paint that's on top. If you paint it white like I do right now, it almost looks like toilet paper. I had this nightmare last night. I just as well tell you. What happened is I dreamt that sort of like in Castaway, that movie with Tom Hanks, I dreamt I washed ashore on this deserted island, and as I was sitting there minding my own business, this box arrived with a short course truck in it, and shortly after also 2 paint cans washed ashore. And I couldn't do anything with it because I didn't have any masking tape, I didn't have any liquid mask. Right now I know that, you know, I don't need any of that. All I need is water. So in that scenario, really plausible actually that will happen someday. Not, but in case you don't have any masking tape, in case you don't have any liquid mask, you still want to put a 2-tone paint job on your body. Well, it turns out you can. A few things that I do need to tell you. You need to spray a tiny bit thicker than you would usually do. The water tends to suck the paint towards it, so it will form this film on the surface of the water. That's okay because it makes it easier to scoop it out afterwards, but if you compare it to painting regularly, you need to use, I would say, almost twice as much paint as what you used to do. Another thing is once you want to go to your next layer, it sounds all sort of complicated and it may look complicated, but it isn't. If you want to move up to your next layer, so you want to drain the shell a tiny bit, something you want to do is you want to run your finger around the edge, make sure to break loose all of the paint that's floating on the surface of the water, break that loose from the sides, and just drain it completely. My first few layers I tried to just scoop out a few cups of water until it was at the level where I needed it to be, but you still have those paint particles floating around, and you know, possible they can it's possible that they can mess up your paint job in the next layer that you're doing. So try to refresh the water with every step of your paint scheme. Just flush out the entire shell, dry it up, and you're good to go for your next step. Just fill it to the level where it needs to be. Go have a coffee in the meantime, allow that edge to dry. If there's still a few drops stuck to the area that you need to paint, wipe them away with a kitchen towel or something like that. You can also use a hair dryer to sort of speed up the process of the water residue that you just drained, of getting rid of that. I hope that wasn't too complicated. If that sentence didn't make any sense to you, just hit me up in the box below the video, and I'll try to sort of explain it again in a more logical way. I can't think of any right now. Other than that, what can I say? This turned out surprisingly well. This whole thing is a test case. That's why it doesn't look as neat as you might be used to when you watch this channel. If you've never seen anything on this channel, go check out some other videos in the playlists, and you will see that usually I put the bar a tiny bit higher. But this whole thing, this was just a tryout, a test case. I think it turned out quite nice. It's kind of like one of those elevation maps. You see all the contours of the shell in all the different levels that I painted on there. Turned out looking like a bit of a layer cake sort of. But if you want to do something simple in your paint scheme, just have one diagonal line in there, for example. It doesn't get any easier than to mask with water. Just avoid to spray on the water directly, because that will kind of splash it up against the Lexan. You don't want that to happen. So when you're painting, go and paint approximately 3-4 centimeters above the water until you have that film sticking to the Lexan, sticking to the water. Then you can be a bit more abusive with the use of your paint. Another thing is it's easier to break the paint that's floating on the surface of the water, to break it away from the Lexan at like a 90-degree angle or a 70-degree angle than it would be on a 5-degree angle. On the roof over there, it was just a super tiny puddle of water standing in there. Still gives it a really cool effect, at least I think it does. I will show you a close-up of that, and you will also see that on the sides those lines are a lot crisper. If you do have a shell that is completely pre-cut, no worry, you can still do this. You need to have a really big bucket of water. You can sort of submerge the shell to the point where you only have the area exposed that you actually want to paint. You need to rig it up a tiny bit. I hope you can figure out with your imagination what I'm trying to say here. But if you leave the area exposed above the surface of the water that you actually want to paint, make sure that you put it on a still surface so you won't cause any waves when you're walking around back and forward. And you will be able to do the exact same thing as I did here, but by submerging it instead of by filling the shell up with any water. If you enjoyed watching this video, and if you would like to see me discover more new stuff, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed watching this. If you want to follow me on Facebook, there's a link in the description box. And if you want to order a Proline shell perhaps, this is also a Proline shell. There will be a number in the description box. This was a Chevy Silverado body. HemiStorm 10, there's a 10 on the front over there. HemiStorm 10 is your discount code that you can use on the Proline website. The people at Proline have been kind enough to supply me with a code to hand out to you guys. And the 10% off discount code, it applies to their complete range of products. So that's really cool. Thank you Proline for that. Other than that, I hope to see you around. Thank you so much for watching.